What up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. And in this particular video, y'all, I will be reviewing She's Gotta Happen, season 1, episode 2. And shout out to my YouTube fam, and I realize I'm going to try to crank out a few more reviews, recaps, till I get a little tired. Because, sorry, it's a little rant. But anyway, y'all, this is kind of like could be kind of a filler episode, but still some stuff, little hit messages here and there, okay? And also I looked up and remembered it was also World AIDS Awareness Day, so keep that in mind. Also, people who decide to review a lot of reviews, I forgot to put Jameelah is also reviewing, and I found another review as well. I'm going to try to put down below my YouTube likes. You too, cousin Jameelah. I don't know if she's going to review the show or not, but like I said, her videos, please subscribe. Good content. Oh, y'all can see my gray. Anyway, so this, like I said, I'm kind of behind as far as reviewing because, like I said, a lot of people who chose to, if they review it like overall the series, like in one video, that's one video. But the people who are reviewing it, like maybe 1 or 2 episodes per review, they're at least on episode 4 or 5. So yeah, so I thought I was going possibly, depending how it was going, maybe 1 per week. No, too late. It's gonna be too late if I don't finish now. Okay, now I think the title episode was beautiful, and I think Mika, we can nickname whatever call her. We finally found it towards the end what that girl was, or the Caucasian lady that hangs out with them. Her name is Rachel, who they think has been, has infatuation with a screwing African man, compared to what Shamika said, and something like that when they went to African American class. Anyways, this is the aftermath of the assault. You got Nola, and Nola's actually one of the scenes is painting. She has Shamika because she said she wanted to, or she represents Brooklyn or something like that, or something in the beginning. She's doing commentary, looking at the camera again, talking. And when she's Shamika, she's talking about basically how she met and became friends, and she was dancing at this house party and met her. And when she's somewhat looking at the painting, like I said, Nola's trying to go for a $15,000 something grant prize, so it's a contest, and I think they more so go for feminist work, she was saying. And when she's doing model thing, like she already requested Shamika, even though she's model, she requested that for her hair. Now she got a scarf for her hair, and she waiting for next check, because she can't get, her weed put into next week or something, right? So she requested the silky, she don't want a natural hair or nothing like that in there. And here's another request. And I pay attention, remembered, because like I said, it's my second time that I'm looking at every episode again. When she's talking, she already wants, she got a sneak peek. First, Nola was able to keep it away, but she was, from her seeing the painting. And then she was able to see it. She already, like I said, you can already tell, like, she has a white spot. I guess we're supposed to put this silky hair. Then you got it where she's looking because she notices, like, wait a minute. Where's my butt? I need an ass. I don't have no ass, okay? And she has, how there's society, there's insecurities about how a certain way you look or think you should look, society, certain cultures, etc. This such and such a way. How you think men or women should, look or perceive you, and so forth, okay? And because she is a black woman, I think she believes that, of course, she needs, and, she feels awkward without having an ass. And she's also had mentioned, that I didn't pay attention the first time when I watched the episode until now, that actually her children's father, ex, she was talking about, I'm sick and tired, I don't want my daughter to be around her daddy, these big booty hoes. And Nola had to remind her with her page, like, aren't they serious? And she just moved in. I don't care, it's not serious it's not serious to her because she's not a relationship anymore. So she's counting that it's not a relationship until they get married. And then you think about it. So you weren't serious with him when you went. I mean, I know they ain't got nothing to do with the thing, but it's just like she's still hurt, and the fact that it obviously didn't work out with her and her children's father. Understandable, but she still got that little bitterness. You can see, she got that sour patch without the sweetness in it. Some sour patch without the kid, just sour. Okay, and she was saying, well, if they ever get married, she gonna not let that bitch call her mommy. And then she telling Nola also as well, like, well, maybe this could be a housewarming gift or something like that. You give them, he could show, look at this booty here, blah blah blah. So how I take it is that not only in this scene she's insecure about having behind, but also kind of wishing that maybe if she looked at a certain way and had this big butt, her ex child's father would feel different and kind of regret and wish he could have had it with her, or kind of making it seem like if she would have looked a certain way, that maybe the relationship that has failed, and is dead, and can't be, can't come back, could come back again. And then she was kind of just saying, like, what if basically, like, if this would have changed about me, then I know maybe he would have stayed with me. Because her response, like I said, she had to bring up a couple times about this big booty girl that she refused to accept that the ex has moved on, and thinking that if she would adjust. And sometimes, even if the reality is, just make I'm just the thing is, even if she had this big booty, they like I said, we found out that, like I said, Nola is 27 years old. You're not going to feel the same way in some cases, unfortunately, whether it's a friend, relationship situation, whatever you feel about maybe a situation, a person, whatever, sometimes in your teenagers and your 20s and knocking on 30 still and beyond. Okay, so even if she had this booty, that doesn't mean the relationship was work. But she, like I said, is feeling some type of way. Okay, so she is thinking about talking. She talking to Nola. We see the bruise on her hand. She put some ice in her hand to talk to her, because, like I said, that's when Nola, after she was talking about the big, wanting to this to be basically like a revenge, revenge. You wish you could have had all of this, whatever. So, she's talked to Nola that she's thinking about getting the butt shots, whatever. And Nola's kind of like, why you have to do that, whatever. You're beautiful just the way you are. What you got to do, squats and no, it's like, no, that's not gonna work. Whatever. I already got a flat ass. It's gonna be a wide flat ass. It's not gonna work. So she's considering doing it, which is already taking a chance of doing past surgery anyway, the side effects. Especially, I mean, this ain't really past surgery, because we, like I said, I'm not going to say, unless you want, you already watched the season, whatever. And it's just, you take precautions, and you have to be careful. It's just like, you have to be careful, because that's still enhancements to your body, whatever. And, I can't say, like, no one should get past the surgery, something like that. Number one, I'm not supposed to be doing that, because that's judging somebody and trying to put somebody in a hole. And number two, how the hell can I say that? Because I also had plastic surgery myself, even though it wasn't for glamour reasons or anything such as negative or vanity reasons. I, have a rare illness. If y'all don't know, it was just hydronitis, HS. Okay, severe. When the illness basically took over my underarms, all this area here, to make a long story short, I had to get a skin graft, which was a part here of my skin tissue, put it right here, blah. And that was for plastic surgery, and God bless him, because he was such a kind doctor, who had to, that's his form of plastic surgery for burn and trauma victims. So I had to get a skin graft, for that. So yeah, so it's like, how can you say that? So, whatever. So, but like I said, it just had to be replaced, because it took over my whole underarms, my illness did. Okay. But it's just saying, if you're going to do something, you just got to look at the risk. Why are you doing it? And is it worth the risk? And going to the right professionals to do so, if you're going to take that risk. Okay. So, but she's thinking about doing it. But, Nola, they were talking about the satire show that's come out, You Asked For, where girls, I guess, get, a shot. If they win, they get some ass shots. And the woman's ass already looks comical. That is like the Vanna White character, for this asshole show they show real quick. So, Meg was asking, don't tell Chloe about this with her bougie, all this other stuff. Don't tell her. So Nola said, okay, then we're not going to do that. So, also Meg also tells her, you need to tell the men in your life that you tell them about the soap. They're not just jump offs. Then just let them know. Which I forgot, the first episode actually was the jump off. So, yeah. We get to meet another scene. Nola's parents. Nola's parents also lived, I think, in the same neighborhood. And we see Jolie, which is actually Spike's little sister, who was an original, who actually played, I think, Chloe. Or, I don't know, I think that was Chloe. But she played the friend, that kicked out as well. But she plays Nola's mom. And what that famous actor, he's been also, I think it was one cover Spike movies, but his name is Stokes, but that's Nola's dad. And they're asking how they're doing, they're having a steak, whatever, and I think gentrification of the neighborhood is coming up because we see this woman named Bianca, Becca, whatever her name is, Bianca, and they're bringing up the thing about how people are trying to basically give them a certain amount, buy out the neighborhood, how you're starting to see more whites in certain areas that you see, minorities, black people, whatever, like even here, I'm from the D, Detroit, and the downtown area, we're like now, like we're just seeing the reverse spec, like where it used to be us, and I'm not just talking about black minority, just black and minorities, just everybody in general. Now we're seeing a whole lot of white people in the area that didn't used to be there because they're, buying up that area, So downtown does not look the same like it used to. Not to say that they are complete what we don't see, events or just down there, but I'm just saying, you're seeing a lot, and you're seeing where areas used to be suburbs, where used to be white, you see the reversed effect. That's, here. And they were just talking about her, asking how her doing. So we were just getting introduced to her parents. She does end up telling all three men, and here was the different responses. Number one, you got James up there like, you know what, you should have called the cops. You got Greer up here, ha ha. Everybody was calm, a few fighting and stuff like that. When you get that glow, okay, show enough, jitsu, something. And then you got Mars, which, like I said, even though he's young and still goofy, he has potential. If they would continue the series long out, and he continues that way, he has potential of being a good boyfriend, just a good man in the future, period. And because he's just like I said, to me, he just thinks more. I don't like to do like the teen person here, teen person. But I'm sorry, I still kind of like Teen Mars the most. Like, he is likable. I didn't like him. I didn't like none of them in this thing. James Second and Greer. But anyways, so he was like, why you let me beat his ass, blah, blah, blah. And he even kisses her hand where, Taylor just it makes it sure okay. And he even gives her mace to have. But he's just talking to her, whatever. But he's the only one actually also, too, when she's explained what's going on. He's talking to her face-to-face while they're in her apartment. And the other, like I said, Greer, they show like jiu-jitsu. Maybe she was also, but she was at, I don't know if she was at his place or her place, but it was more intimate and more like together, like it was more Virginia Bond. James, but was sitting there, making some money in his suit, okay, because probably one of his custom-made suits and stuff. So after that, we have one of the scenes where, of course, like I said, I think it's the same time or another time where Mars was going over there. I honestly forgot. But we see her, like I said, Bianca, who just bought this brownstone. And when Mars is getting Spike, and he's going up to the brownstone, up to Nola's brownstone, she comes out, excuse me, it's, her dog. I'm going to call the dog Fufu. Excuse me, who are you coming to see? Do you live here? Mars like, yeah, I know somebody here. I live around here, but I mean, what's part? But she's all like basically trying to ask. Like, I could even see that she was suspicious, but like if he was messing, looked like he was trying to, like break in, it was some, case knife, some shit, doing some, breaking in type of stuff, but it was nothing of that nature. And Nola had a few situations because, Mars talks to him like, take your ass on, whatever, saying you up here trying to ask me some question like that. And why did you, why it made me laugh? Why did you your dog look alike? She just like, shut up. And then we get used to the first time we see a character named Pablo. He's the mayor. He unfortunately is he is homeless, and he's on Bianca Stuka. She got the reggaeton music blasting, and she like basically get off my stoop. And he's just like, what I'm working as whatever. But first I thought, because the way she came out there and just kind of left, I first thought she knew that they were either relationships, some type of situationship where you speak cool. Because she called him by his first name, Pablo, would you get on my soup with that wet tone? And just went back in the house. When he was trying to offer, did you want some pay? He helps when Nola's coming downstairs with her bike, he helps her down the stairs and said, we can probably work together, just talking like they used to know each other as well. So unfortunately, this is a man who, everybody, regardless, has some type of hard times, and just, people go through sometimes similar but different struggles, their own personal struggles, and or times, not all times good times. So in his case, he has the fortune where he is homeless, but everybody knows Pablo and calls him a neighbor. So he has obviously must grew up there in that area as well too. Um, but he talks Nola. Nola gives him gold coin, which showed the way, and she's up here back to, of course, the anti-campaign against, the bullshit about, her being assaulted. And it is true, like, why, the thing of, despite, even if this guy personally knew her and knew it, quote, quote, if, what he considered thotting, that is, little spray slush, and they got nothing to do because she's female. It's just looking multiple people. But, but at the same time, what I'm saying is that still doesn't give her right that she was attacked, And so she still was campaign. And Martha's first was trying to, once he realized and seen the painting or one where she was about to get ready to go and do this, put the display, the artwork, the anti, cat cowling or assault harassing stuff on. And he thought it was for sale. She said no. He's the only one who knows that she actually does that out of the three men, or just period. And she's like, it's illegal, and personally, she doesn't want anybody to know. But like I said, he first was trying to get her to admit that she was doing that, but so she is going, he helps her. She's going back, like I said, Pablo helps, like I said, helps her brings her down the stairs, and she's going around, and she's went everywhere and got this app, back to glue, put on, wipe the photos here, photos there, and she ends up on one particular building called Hot and Trot, Hot to Trot and Hot and Trot, which Frat Joe plays as club owner, blah blah blah. We see a later scene where Jameelah is actually a cocktail waitress in look like some revealing ass lingerie, a waitress in on top of that, and it's like a burlesque setting that they're in, it's not that, and they playing. If y'all have never heard, I even had that damn album. Do I still have it? No, I had a CD. I didn't have an album for it, but you know what I mean. Record. So it's a song, and they have these women dancing, and it's the Roots featuring Cody Chestnut, which is the C 2.0. It was originally, I think, Cody Chestnut's song, the C, and then it still got the same beat off of Cody Chestnut's song. He was mad talented too. I remember that song by I've been the team, I've been addicted to you, to the children and you. A song. I think it was like a little intro or something like that. But it's a song called. It's either the bridge or the C 2.0. Somebody please remind me of that. But yeah, it's it was on that album. But I mean, it's I think it was Cody's that was the seed. Okay, but anyways, it's a performance they make in the rain when they kind of are doing these seductive dances and kind of looks like girl on girl type of thing to a certain extent. And when he was talk to Fat Joe's character, I forgot what his name is, and she's like, he's trying to say she's beautiful out of the way she is, but at the same time when she wants to dance, and she's like, they're getting mad money. He's like, you already getting nice money, but she's like, I want more money, and I can dance. But he at the same time can say she's beautiful, but here's the problem. She's hot, but she doesn't have enough booty to get, the crowds to make it rain on her and stuff. Okay. So he's like, and no, and she wants him to invest into, some, are you going to invest basically into, that? So he's like, first kind of just brushing her off and like basically go back to do, the waiting the tables and stuff like that. But as I'm saying, that's another reason that makes it even more, towards a reasoning of why she wants to go and do this procedure. Is because almost like in a way, her value is little to nothing if she does not have an ass. So now she's realizing, or at least in her head, like I said, she already, quote, quote, as far as value, maybe relationship, feels like she needs to have one, or maybe that's what didn't even save her relationship with her child's father. And now the value of her career would be so much higher if she had an ass. Sorry, y'all. I don't know. This kind of, like I said, y'all may be watching, like I said, I get a webcam. So it looked like it was actually sticking. It's actually sticking on my side. So I don't know if y'all see points, like I said, if my mouth is moving correctly. I'm just apologizing in advance, or when I'm moving, period, that it might, stick. So, like I said, that's one storyline. And oh yeah, so y'all, that's not y'all's computer or phone, whatever. That's my computer. Okay, but anyways, due to the technical difficulties, let me wrap it up, which should be around that point anyway. Also, Chloe is talking to Nola. She's about to run out of space. Also, another scene I have to say real quick. Nola has, does need to really talk to somebody. She's acting like she's okay, but when she's doing, putting down, the advertising, the campaign stuff, a guy comes behind her. It's like, excuse me. First, he was talking to her when I guess going across the street towards. He's like, excuse me, I like your work. I like what you're doing. And he tapped on her shoulder. She's like, fuck you. And accidentally sprays the guy. Like, what the fuck? He runs away, almost get hit. The poor man almost got hit by the car. And then she just like paranoid, like, oh my gosh, thank you. So, but that shows she's still, of course, very traumatized from the experience. So even when Cole is like, I think like, a host of art, forgive me y'all for not recording, but she does these art exhibits and so forth, or it might be an art dealer, I don't know. So she wants Nola to enjoy the exhibit. There's another artist named Baptiste, famous black artist that also supposed to be on there. So she's talking to her, and the guy comes in. All he says like, "Excuse me, what y'all doing here?" And here goes Nola. What the fuck? Don't talk, Josh. What the fuck do you want? Again, she's still traumatized from this asshole who, attacked her. And, again, Cole talks to her later on and lets her know, like, let me give you number 2, the lady. She's a black, therapist, I think psychiatrist. You need to probably talk to somebody about this. You're still going through it, and there was another scene where Chloe and her and Rachel, like I said, they're talking. He just shows this quick scene of Rachel. She dances, she talks to them real quick, and then she walks away. And Mecca and Chloe were talking for a second, and so was Nola. They sit there and talk. Nola brings up about, like I said, talking for a second, but they do bring up that she does admit she told the guys about what happened to her and so forth. And she brings about realizing that she does have a problem because, like I said, she maced the man for no reason at all. And even though to a certain degree she feels bad about it, but she at least felt prepared just in case she felt that the guy was really trying to come after her. At least she was already prepared, but she still felt bad. And then Chloe was talking about, they bring up a conversation about, having to enhance your bodies in the same conversation. And she's like, I don't understand why women would get their self enhanced. And also they brought up about also Nola's men. And Nola was like, well, they take, Jamie takes good care of me and, blah, blah, blah. And he's in a complicated situation. But I mean, that means it's going to transition to something else. It's going to be, the cocoon going to turn to a butterfly. So, Cole, like I said, in the same sentence, I mean, like a couple of sentences later, discusses how, like I said, why people have to get plastic surgery. It doesn't make any sense. And Meko's just like, well, not everybody is built like you and stuff like that. And just like, even though she'd rather somebody in natural form, she believes in people being themselves. Even though also interesting enough, when her parents was talking, she showed the peace and stuff like that. Nola's mother felt some type of way, like, she's just basic, and, Nola was like, Mama, why are you saying that? Like, she's my best friend. But she's basically saying she's basically turned her not accepting her natural beauty. You always see her in weaves. Why she does not like, because by this time she added the weave and stuff. She hasn't added, the enhanced booty or nothing like that, of course. But she's like, why does she need to do this to herself? Like, why does she not accept her natural curls or natural hair? So that's another conversation too. It's like, is something wrong with being yourself? And if people, what is your version of being yourself? Does that mean that, no, nothing, if anything enhanced, is that being fake? You know what I mean? Even just if you're wearing makeup, even if you're just, guys too, they start to get the weaves too and spray too, whatever. If you're doing anything to enhance it, that means you don't automatically don't like yourself, or, so. But anyways, we see a quick scene of Jamie's wife, the strange wife, come on. She's basically like this. Oh, hi, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, my feet hurt, blah, blah. And she's just going up the stairs. He's like, how you doing? Okay, please, good night. And he's trying to let her know. And it's also because, find out what happened to Nola. He was like, you know what, you need to, be careful coming home late. She's like, we're in the safest block in Brooklyn. That's a stereotype now, because, there's even robberies and crazy shit that happens in these rich, safe neighborhoods. It ain't no boundaries, ain't no caution tape, whatever. There is, the suburbs are starting to be supported too. Okay, even in these safest neighborhoods. Okay, But anyways, you can already see the awkwardness between them two. And they are at a point where either they're straying more toward divorce and they're pretty much roommates as opposed to a married couple. At least at this point. And so the last thing I remember is, besides, actually, let me add this in real quick. Nola did start her first before even going to therapy. She, Mars suggested about cleansing. His sister is some type of priestess. So she first goes to a fortune teller. She got a crystal ball. Yeah, you got negative energy, and I can get it out of you $2,000. And personally, y'all, I remember, I never had a reading. I never had that. But, my family sometimes they got like a couple reads, whatever, whatever before. And this woman had this big ass sign. We went in Arkansas. I don't remember exactly, but they have like, the spring water baths and stuff. And this woman had this big ass sign, and she did readings in her home. And I remember she had a big ass sign, you get it for $5. And I remember she was telling, I think one of my older sisters, like, I wasn't in the room, but she came back and told us. She was just like, there's this negative energy and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And she can do it for her, and only her can do it. And I think it was enough for a down payment and, for a car and a house. That's pretty much, I think, if you pay this and blah, blah, blah. So that's what it reminded me of when I seen that. Okay. When I seen that scene. Then she went to a woman that put rocks on, and she just like, bad spirits, go away. Don't come back tomorrow today. Go away. Pretty much. So she goes to get a reading from the sister. She's basically like, getting her, like, I think, like, these stones, but she's doing a cleansing, a blessing, and she says, you're an artist, and she sees negative energy around her, and, to just be, be careful, and there is something that is troubling you, type of thing. And Nola's like, how am I going to believe it? Whatever. She's like, you don't have to believe. You'll see it for yourself. And the last scene we see going back was we see Mars, locked down the store where one of the maybe jobs that he has, and he's like, in the last scene he was like, he stopped riding his bike for a second, guys, a little light on, make sure you see his ass, you don't hit him, and then all of a sudden he goes in front, he's like, oh hell to the no, credits come. Well, anyway, y'all, hugs and loves, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Y'all take care. And have pleasant weekend, pleasant day. Well, the day is over with. Less depending, if this ever reaches the other side of the world, But anyway, let me get off here. I hope I'll be able to speed up doing these reviews, because they damn near about as long as the damn show is. I'm sorry, y'all. But anyway, see y'all next one.